Hi, it's Sunday, and I wanted to give you an update on my projects. I had told you I was going to work an hour a week on 9 different projects, and so I'll give you an update on the status of that. It's actually working out. This week anyway, it worked out very well. So this was my slow stitch journal, and I worked on the rabbits. Put pink for their eyes, and I'm outlining them in the green. So that's basically rabbits. Rabbits was what I did on Slow Stitch Journal when I was working on that for an hour. I got my Carolina Moore January block of the month done. So this is the January block. So that's completed. So that means I have 8 projects now to work on during the month. My January UFO is this table runner, and I have it pieced. I sandwiched. So I need to quilt it and then bind it. This was a Creative Notions pattern, and the pattern had some errors in it. So I would not recommend a beginner getting this, even though it is a very, you would think, beginner-friendly pattern. But because of the errors in the pattern, that would be kind of tough for a beginner to figure out what was going on. So if you've gotten the Creative Notions box and we're doing and had the Rainbow Burst table runner, just be aware that the side, these side pieces, the length is wrong on the instructions. And I also, even though I checked all of for some reason, this border it was too long by a 2.5 inch strip on both sides of the long border. I did exactly what it said in there. So I don't know what the problem was, but I just went with it. So that's the January UFO. I'm still working on that. I did a little bit extra on that because once I get done with my hour of every project, then I can go back and work on more, whatever I want to. I also organized my fabric shelves. I still have a high one to do, 2 high ones to do, but I got those done last night, and it's so much better. I actually have room. Oh, beauty all around. I got 12 of these blocks completely finished with hand sewing the center circles on. I made this many circles, and I got 2 more blocks made, and this was from using this as leaders and enders for my Carolina Moore block, which is great. I also did quilting on Cottage Twirl, which is the sew along I did with Miriam at Stitch Obsessed. I actually spent more time on this one too this week, so I was able to get the center part quilted, which is just basically cross hatching. So now I have borders to do. So you can see I did in the ditch, but then I also did cross hatching. I always need to do a lot more quilting. I just like it. So anyway, I got the center part done. I just have to do all of the borders for this. So that's the Cottage Twirl I did. Jane Austen. I have that in here. Basically, all I did for that was, first off, opened up the pattern and felt overwhelm. So that took a little bit to get over. Oh, Marlene, how are you doing on that? Anyway, I did pick out This is going to be the background for the center square. This is the one we're working on. So I actually got the fabrics picked out. I haven't done any cutting, and I found the templates that I need for this block. So that's where I am on Jane Austen. Just getting, I actually went into my scraps and got a lot of scraps out of there to make this. I think this is going to end up being fun with scraps. That's what I think. So that's where I got with the hour of Jane Austen. Boy, I'll tell you, just getting started on that. Definitely overwhelmed. I showed you my Placemat Loom. So this is how much I got done on that. So I got the top there done and the bottom. So you have to do both ends. So you do like this much up here, and then you flip it and do this much down here, because you want to keep the tension going, and so you work your way into the center until you get it done. So you're flipping back and forth. So anyway, that's what I got done on the Placemat Loom. And then I'm doing the Lori Holt zippy bags. So I have them in project. There's 4 bags. I got them cut. I found lining for them and cut the lining. And I'm using up actually for this end, the table runner, some batting it's like a fusible batting, but it's really thin, and you can, and like uneven. So I'm using that up. I used 2 layers. I'm going to do the quilting on the back portion of this part of the zippy bag. I used 2 layers and see how that gets. So I'm going to probably do this first before I do that with the other ones, because I just want to get this batting out of here. It belonged to a friend of mine, and I inherited it, and yeah, just not my favorite batting. And then lastly is I got to work on I've been working on deciding what to do about the sashing for the Cali Co block of the month from 2025. So what I did was I cut out the sashing pieces and picked the colors and stuff. So I got that cut out and picked. So that's my hour of that. So those are all the projects that I spent. So that was a total of 9 hours this past week I spent working on those projects. So actually, this looks like it might work. Then once I get all those done for their hour, I can go back to one of those projects and continue working on it, or do something else. Like today, since I'm done with my 9 hours, last night I went and was organizing shelves. I'll probably do some more later today, and took down the Christmas tree, and I'm putting away all the Christmas wall hangings and stuff, and getting the house back into, I guess, after Christmas order. So that's what I've been doing today, and got some medical appointments this coming week. So I'll be working my projects in between appointments. That's what I've been doing, and that's how my plan is going for my 2026 plan for moving projects along that I had been avoiding, or not avoiding, but didn't have time for, things I wanted to do but didn't have time for. So that's how that plan is going, and it seems to be going pretty well. Let me know what you think and what you have planned for this week, because what I'll be doing this week is continuing to work on those projects, and I'll probably give you an update. If I get something done, I will come in and let you know that. But other than that, I'll probably give you an update at the end of the week. All right. Have a great week, and I will see you later. Bye.